Hello my beautiful love goods and welcome back. So in today's build, I am building yet another tiny house. This tiny house is also a starter home and it comes in to be around 17,000 simoleons. I did use quite a lot of show live edit objects to kind of decorate this place, make it look a little bit fancier. Fancier? No, not fancier, just a little bit more detailed. And I am using a mod by Twisted Mexi, which I will leave a link to his website in the description down below. Basically, this mod allows you to access all the show live edit objects as well as the hidden objects from debug. All of it is organized in the catalog and you can shift, click, and clone and eyedropper it and all sorts of stuff. So you don't have to, do 1,000, clicks and scrolling forever. But I used some of these items to just kind of add some details to the build, like these little fence posts. I'm just using a couple of them, using move objects, of course, put together to kind of add like a little bit of a corner detailing to the build. I thought this was a really good idea because, columns cost money and these are free. So I thought it worked out. And plus with the whole cottagecore style, it's a cottage. So I thought these looked pretty cute. But if you really don't know what cottagecore is, I would recommend just doing a quick Google search because I might, describe it poorly. But basically across the internet, there's all sorts of these aesthetics. One of them being cottagecore, but there's also things like dark academia and, forest core and pirate core. And basically it's a descriptor used for a specific aesthetic that people, live by, I guess. Mainly it has to do with, lifestyle, fashion, home design, etc. But in this case, obviously it is home design. So essentially it is just this cozy little cottage for a single sim. They have a nice little area to grow some of their own food. And it's just a cozy little dreamy little house. I absolutely adore it. I do fix that column that is raised up, don't worry. But yeah, it's a vibe. Take a drink of water. I said vibe, yes. But I love it so much. But yeah, it's really small and I did like this little bay window area onto the side there. That's where the kitchen is going to be. And essentially what I've been doing lately with building in The Sims is just keep it fun and creative. I'm kind of not forcing myself necessarily, but I'm essentially going into The Sims trying to, look at items that I haven't really used before or in a while and trying to use them in new, fresh ways. For example, like this little bay window area, I use the get together like Tudor paneling, and I combined that with these windows that are they're like wooden, they're not windows. I don't really know what you call them, but they look like little shutters that open up that into just it's not even a window because there's no glass. It's just like an open space, which I guess is a window. I don't know what they're called, but you know what I mean. The little island living window thingies there. And I thought that looked really cute. I thought that was pretty accurate. Just imagine opening that up and just smelling in, breathing in all that fresh air. I don't know exactly how fresh the air is here in Windenburg, but it's The Sims. It's make believe. Maybe the air is, not polluted whatsoever, which that's actually a thing with Eco Lifestyle if you have that expansion pack. And here I am going in with some landscaping. All of this is, of course, show live edit object landscaping, so it is totally free. The thing is with this stuff is it does not affect your gameplay whatsoever, meaning your Sims don't even notice that it's there really. It's purely for aesthetics and decor purposes, just for us to look at, not necessarily the Sims. And they will kind of just walk through it, which is kind of a good thing, I guess, so there's no routing issues, but it does kind of break that little bit of immersion there, I guess. So but yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was nice and lush, and it just kind of, was a little bit of a haven from the city that's surrounding it. You just go in, you walk through the gate there, and you're like, oh wow, I feel like I'm in a whole different world. I love it. And I tried to only use landscaping from this menu and from that cheat. Basically, that's from the base game and Get Together, so that it blends in with the environment a little bit nicer and it makes a bit more sense. And I also used some terrain paint, which obviously obviously this isn't like an actual planter box because there are planter boxes in the game, but this is just a decor one. But you can obviously, plant plants on the dirt there. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to add some spaces for the sim to just have their own little garden space. I thought that was really practical. I do that in a lot of my builds anyway, just because, that's kind of how I grew up. Not going to lie. This is just a tangent, but I grew up in the mountains of eastern Kentucky and pretty much in a rural area. And that was something that my mom always did growing up, was growing a lot of food in her garden, mainly stuff like corn, tomatoes, potatoes, pretty bare essentials. Yeah. Basic essentials when it comes to like veggies and stuff. And it was a really good way of like saving money. And plus it was just good to know how to do that stuff. I obviously I'm not like an expert at it, but having that exposure and that, slight experience of being around it growing up was honestly, I feel like a really valuable thing. Even if as a kid, I was like, oh, I'll never use this. I can just buy this from the store, Mom. She's not wrong. Growing your own food is like essential. Like you genuinely should know how to do it. Like it would be great. I mean, obviously not everyone has access. So that's the downside, is that not everybody can learn this stuff because they don't really live in an area where you can learn this stuff. So I guess my, upbringing was a, pretty, I guess you could say, I don't know, lucky, I guess. But anyways, I just kind of rambled through all of that. This was a strange build, not gonna lie. I loved it. It came out looking perfect to me. Like it's just like a dream house. But most of the time, starter homes take me no time at all. But this one, it took me a lot longer than I was expecting. I really wanted to go into this build, not really trying to, I don't know. I can't really describe it. I just went into this build wanting to act as though this was how we played the game normally. I don't know. Because, whenever I build homes, I don't really have budgets in mind. But this one, I really wanted to make the most out of what I had. What I had being, 18,500 simoleons to spend on building a house. And I think I had around 1,500 simoleons left, give or take, maybe just 1,000, a little bit less. I don't really know. I can't remember. I know it was a little bit more than 17,000 is what the house is worth. And obviously, whenever I build starter homes, I always include the lot prices in with my budget. So altogether, this would have costed maybe 19,500-ish. Something like that. So your Sims might have had, oh god, my accent's coming through. But they may have had around 1,000 simoleons left. I can't. My math is bad, and so is my memory, so sorry. But anyways, here I am on the interior, and I used that flooring from Jungle Adventure. I think it worked perfectly in this house. It has all that texture and color and detailing that just screams old house, and I love it so much. And it took me a little bit to figure out which bed I wanted to use, but I did end up using, oddly enough, the bed from Snowy Escape. I thought that the colors in this swatch in particular worked really well. I wanted to use like a mixture of wood tones, whether it be, no. I wanted to use a mixture of like the light wood and a kind of ashy wood looking color, and then like a really dark wood, like on that bedside table and on the frame of the bed. And I just thought that looked really good together because it had a really nice amount of contrast. The only thing I will say that I wish I could have found something a little bit cuter was the love seat. Obviously it was a starter home, so I really didn't have a lot of options, so I went with that one. But if I didn't have as much of a strict budget, I would have probably chosen a love seat from probably one of the base game ones still, but that one that's kind of like Victorian looking. I think like a green swatch would have looked really cute in here, but obviously it was a lot more money. So I was like, I'm gonna try to save, because for some reason with tiny homes, or not just tiny homes, but starter homes, I try to challenge myself to spend the least amount of money as possible and make it look as cute as I can. So yeah, I really love how it came out though. It was genuinely one of my favorite builds that I've done in a long time. You know how much I love cottagecore. I'm a witch at heart. I love this stuff. I feel like a witch would totally love this place here, but yeah, it's not really perfect, but I think that's the point also, because I feel like, cottagecore, yes, there is a whole imagery about it when it comes to the internet, how they portray it, but obviously cottagecore is interpreted differently amongst different people based on their background, based on their upbringing, based on their likes and dislikes, honestly. So, cottagecore can be a wow, I just kind of had a glitch there in my brain. But yeah, it can be a lot of different things. And of course I had to use the country kitchen kit because hello, cottagecore, country kitchen, it goes hand in hand. The cool thing is, and I just noticed this today when I was actually doing some building, the refrigerator from the country kitchen kit is a off-grid refrigerator, which changed my life the second that I saw that, because one of my households that I play here and there, I haven't played them in a while, but I was playing them a lot for a bit, was a family of Sims that lived in Evergreen Harbor, and they were like eco off-grid, they were like an eco off-grid family, and I really hated the fact that they had to use either the Realm of Magic fridge or that one very expensive base game fridge that is like a little ice box. I hated both of them because it didn't suit the vibe of their house at all. Like their house is very not modern, but it's very like I don't know how to describe it. It's very eco modern with touches of vintagey eclectic here and there, but that stuff did not fit the vibe. But this kit, the country kitchen kit, I didn't use the fridge here, but the fridge, it's perfect because it can kind of be used in either retro builds, rustic builds, or modern builds. It's that functional, versatile. I'm so sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place today with my voiceovers. I actually just now had caffeine. It's 5 o'clock. Oh girl, it is not 5 o'clock. It is 6:42. Oh sweetie. But yeah, I had a little bit of coffee about an hour ago, and I'm finally kind of getting back to where I was, but oh my God, my brain just died for a bit, and I was just really tired for a while, and I'm just trying to kind of get my bearings and just yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. But anyways, I placed a few garden pots, planter boxes, whatever you call them, in the backyard. Those are actually cheaper than the ones from the base game. These are from Outdoor Retreat. They're actually from the debug, show hidden objects cheat. They're cheaper, so they're perfect. But I also added a little easel, and my phone was ringing. Let's just ignore that. I'm not redoing this. But yeah, I added that and just a few more skill building items, a bird feeder, a bee box, because that's cottagecore, is I harvested my own honey and picked my own apples and made my own jam. And you know what? I live for that. I want to be that. I want to do that. I will be that one day. But anyways, I love you all so much. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay home, stay healthy, stay hydrated. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird and beware of the nargles.